You know, a group of museums have collaborated to celebrate a special anniversary. This year marks the 80th anniversary of the end of World War II. Now, a powerful initiative themed From Arsenal of Democracy to Arsenal of Remembrance is set to run from this month all the way through September in Muskegon County. And joining us today are a couple of people in this collaboration. We've got Melissa Horton. She's the executive director of the Lakeshore Museum Center. Beth Ann Egan is the executive director for the USS Silverside's Submarine Museum, here to share more. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
Hello,
Thanks
Melissa.
for having
Hello,
us.
Beth Ann. Of course, our pleasure. Let me start with what is Muskegon's Amazing Museums. I kind of alluded to that. This collaboration, what is it?
So it started about back in 2016 when we realized in Muskegon County we had 14 different museums. And we decided to start meeting quarterly just to find out what's happening at each other's place, and was there any collaboration opportunities, and how can we help each other? So we work together, we meet together, and sometimes we end up doing big things like this collaboration together.
I love that. You're all playing in the same sandbox,
Yeah.
right? There's no need to compete. You can collaborate
Yes.
with what you've done. And why did we decide for this specific exhibit?
So the 80th anniversary of the end of World War II is an important thing to all of Muskegon County. Muskegon was an arsenal of democracy. We had a lot of factories that immediately switched over to wartime production. I think about all of the tank treads. Almost all the tank treads came out of Muskegon. The ammunition, the tank engines. We were really a huge impact in the Allies winning the war with what we were producing and shipping. And so everybody has a story to tell about this. All the museums have a part to play in this. And so this was the perfect platform for us to really do a bigger collaboration.
And Beth Ann, as time goes by, I'm sure these stories are harder and harder to get. So having events like this are important. What types of things are we going to be doing?
Yeah, so for us, it really made sense at the Submarine Museum to participate because we have a World War II Gato-class submarine sitting in the channel. And so the majority of our crew is gone. And so this Memorial Day weekend, we actually have an event that is kicking off Lights of Honor, remembering our heroes. And we are remembering with luminary bags the over 40,000 military members from Michigan alone who have fallen in service to our country. So it's an impactful event, but if we're not talking about that, who is? So we want to make sure that the community knows this is a free event, free way to participate. They can come out to the museum, they can see the submarine, and there's an engine start too. So we want to remember how that smell, that feel was, and know that there was a crew that really helped to make this happen. And we actually have parts from the submarine that were made right here in Muskegon too.
That's got to be a pretty visceral experience because you hear about it and you read about it. To be there when that engine fires up, to feel the power of just that one, and imagine the scale of what the World War II was. This is just one event out of many running through September. What else is happening?
Yes, so we have a lot of different stuff happening. So at the Muskegon Museum of History and Science, we have an exhibit called Homefront Heroes, and we took the time to instead of looking at the soldiers, because the ships can handle that very well, we looked at what the home front was like, the people left behind in Muskegon. What were they doing? What was their lived experience and their story? And so it talks about, all the different things they did, from women and African Americans coming up and filling the need and the gaps in the factories, to rationing, scrap drives, victory gardens, POW camps that were here. So we're talking about all the other people that sacrificed and how they helped the war effort, on the home front. And then we're also going to be doing walking tours of downtown Muskegon that focus on Muskegon in that time period in the early 40s, and the landscapes and the landmarks that are here and why they were important. And then at the Muskegon Museum of Business and Industry, which is another partner of the Lakeshore Museum Center, we are doing free community days the first Saturday of every month, and they're all World War II themed. So it's a family event. You can come, do activities, learn more, talk to people, and so those are something to check into also.
I think the why behind this is pretty evident. Obviously, it was a huge part of our history. It's something that, as you mentioned, the people who lived through it are no longer here anymore. What a great weekend to kick things off, Memorial Day weekend, right? To get this this goes all the way through September. So I'm assuming you've got a great website,
We do.
right, where people
Lots
can
of
go and get
information.
all of this information and start planning some of these events.
Yeah, we're very lucky. Visit Muskegon, our local convention and visitors bureau, is allowing us to combine all of our activities and events on a landing page within them. So if you go to visitmuskegon.org and hit museums and history, it'll take you right there, and you can see ongoing what all these different museums, what they're doing. So there's going to be a D-Day reenactment on the LST. So if you're into reenactments and want to see, what a landing ship looked like, it was on Omaha Beach, so it was actually there.
That's amazing.
You can tour the
Amazing
ship.
history.
Yep, you can see the reenactors. They're going to do flyovers. That's in June, the 6th, 7th, and 8th.
And they actually have a keynote speaker who is a Medal of Honor
And that's
recipient.
happening in June.
And that's happening in June.
Okay.
So amazing
There's
opportunity.
just so many of these coming
Yes.
down the pike all the way through September. Thank you for what you guys are doing. This collaboration is a brilliant idea. I think more of this should happen because look at what's coming out of it. We encourage you now through, I said September.
It's through October,
It's
but
through
that's okay.
October. Oh my
There's
gosh.
one extra month of fun.
Yep,
Okay,
there you
I
go.
had it through, so all the way through October, just added a month for you, just off the cuff. Various museums, as you heard, there's 14 of them throughout Muskegon County. You can call that number, but as you heard, really, visit muskegon.org. That's your starting point. Head to that website and get more information and celebrate along with everyone in Muskegon County for the World War II 80th anniversary. We'll be right back.